I told you that I needed some culture. So here I am. Okay, I've got my glasses on because I'm looking at the map. Uh, the thing that I came to see, the Temple of Dundor, is closed. So there's a couple of other places I want to see, but this place is a maze, and it's also amazing. Wow, I thought shopping was deep. This place is packed. Can you hear everybody? Let me just spin it around. And I'm just in sort of a holding area before you get, to the actual exhibits. I'm actually on my way out after having viewed these amazing exhibitions. The main thing I wanted to see, the Temple of Dondor, was closed. Such a disappointment, but I got what I came for. I had to put the camera down because someone didn't want to be on camera. Let me just spin it around, but discreetly, because you never know who's in the witness protection program, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I've been to the museum in decades. So this is an amazing experience. But to do this place justice, because it is so large, give yourself a whole day, and then, even then, be very intentional about what you want to see, because otherwise you'll get caught in some place and not get to the place that you really want to go to. I most definitely will be back. Anyway, we'll talk more later. Ciao for now. Hey everyone, welcome back. So it's about a week, almost a week later, the day before the actual Met Gala, and this is my first real opportunity to give you a little bit more about my experience. I know I said earlier that I thought shopping was intense, but I think that my shopping experiences really were good training for the Met Museum, and it would be quiet, and look, I don't know what world I was living in, but the fact of the matter is, 10 a.m. Monday morning, and also I didn't take into consideration that this was a week before the Met Gala. So obviously, a week before the Met Gala, interest in the Metropolitan Museum is high. And honey, it was prime time. I got there like maybe 9:55, 10 minutes before it actually opened. There were crowds leading up to the top of the stairs, and of course I wasn't doing those stairs. I was doing the ground entrance. There were crowds at the ground entrance. There was a long line when we proceeded to go in to be checked in, like to go through the security thing, and a man asked me to show my bag. I didn't see him asking anyone else, but that's another story. And then it's like the feeling of being overwhelmed right away. It's like there's all these lines, all these people, all these crowds, all these school kids. It's like classes and classes of school kids. And I asked the security guard, I'm not a member, where do I pay? And he's like, oh, right around there. You see that guy right around there. And I go over and the guy is like, no, around the corner. I go around the corner. What corner? Where am I supposed to pay? I mean, everybody's around the corner, around the corner, around the corner. Where? I don't see where you're talking about. And I finally stopped what I was doing, stopped wandering around, and I asked this woman who I got the vibe she worked for the Metropolitan Museum. She just had that energy that she wasn't there as a tourist. She was there. She was there with intent. And do you know what that lady did? She turned right back around and bought me a ticket. She didn't have to do that, you know, and it wasn't the amount. It was just the principle of the whole thing. All she had to say is point this way, that way. She didn't do that. She turned right back around, went up, bought me a ticket. See, that's what New York is all about. That's what New Yorkers do. We do that. But I still don't know where to buy a ticket as a non-member. That's still a mystery. So maybe the next time I go, I'll figure that out. Also, I did myself a great disservice by not mapping out where I wanted to go, because I said earlier, the Met Gala, no, I'm sorry, I keep referring to the Met Gala because I'm in a Met Gala frame of mind. But the Metropolitan Museum is amazing, but it is also a maze. You need to really go there with intention, because this is a place where you can put the whole, this is the guide that I got from the security guard. This is a place where you could go there and spend the whole day there and still not see everything. So you really need to go with intent. And then the main thing that I came there to see, the Temple of Dumdor. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that was closed. That was all of the Egyptian artwork, which I was so looking forward to seeing. But you know, in content creation, one of the main things and one of the first things you do and learn is the pivot. And there was plenty other things for me to see. You know, the European art, the European paintings, and also the European sculptures, which is different from the Greek sculpture, and also the African art. And I also went into the Raphael exhibit and spent some time there, as you saw in the montage. I think that I kind of wanted to go there and experience it the week before the Met Gala. I was hoping that some form of the costume exhibit, like maybe, I don't know. Again, I don't know what I was thinking, but I should have had the presence of mind to know that that exhibit is not open until after the Met Gala, like the day after or something like that. But it's a very exciting place. It's really just very transformative. And honestly, I was surprised at the things that inspired me and the things that didn't. Like, for instance, I wasn't really moved by the European artwork, but I was blown away by the sculpture. It was just something about the sculpture that just drew me in. It was like really incredible. And then of course the African art, where I had to do that panoramic scan. That was amazing. And I have to say that from this experience, the things that touched me was the sculpture, which shocked me, and the African art. But that's not surprising. But even in that, the sculptures in that. So I have to go back. I feel like I didn't even touch a quarter of what the Metropolitan Museum has to offer. And I have to go back because I have to see the Temple of Dumdor. I have to see the Egyptian art. And it also kind of makes me want to go also to the Museum of Natural History to see the dinosaurs. I was thinking about that too, and I think I will do that. But this was a first experience. Be intentional when you go. Plan, know what you want to see, know where it is, because that place, it's like, I usually have a good sense of direction, but once you walk into there and then you go into the different exhibits, I wasn't even going to front. I wasn't even going to try to figure out where I was and how to get back. There are many security officers around that are helpful, and they just let you know which way to go, because it was like, it's amazing, but the Metropolitan Museum is a maze. So be prepared, be intentional, know where you're going, know what you want to see, or you're going to walk around in a daze. Yeah, I think that's it until I get back there to see that Temple of Dundor. I have to see that. And maybe I will give the European artwork a second chance. Maybe also, I mean, I'm not surprised that there were lots of school kids there and kids on field trips. That's not surprising. I mean, my first experience in a museum was on a school trip. But I feel like maybe going after the Met Gala, maybe on a Wednesday, I don't know, or maybe I'll try a Monday again. But honey, when I got out of my cab and I looked up, and I was like, holy shit, all these people, there were hundreds and hundreds of people outside alone, never mind inside. But again, this is definitely worth it, you know, and I definitely will visit it again soon, because I got to see that temple. I got to see Egypt. That's why I went there. I went there for Egypt. I will not be denied. Anyway, all right, let me just pull it all together. And so next up, I mean, in the next episode, oh no, not the next episode, but I'm going to take a little break and come back. And next is Met Gala. Now, I am a firm believer, well, no, I mean, I'm full of criticism, but being on this YouTube platform, I am a firm believer in, if I don't have anything positive to say, I say nothing at all. And so we're going to watch a little, well, not we, maybe just me, because YouTube flags you for everything. But I'm going to watch the Met Gala, and I'm going to give you my first three who got the memo right. Who got the assignment right? The first three. And those are the ones that I'm going to talk about in my Met Gala segment. So yeah, this is part one, or not part one, but the first part of the Met before the Met. And now we go to the actual Met Gala, but that's actually not until tomorrow. So I'm going to end it here for today, and I will see you tomorrow during the Met Gala, and then I'm going to give you my wrap up. So until that time, I'll see you later. Have a great rest of your day. Mwah. Ciao. Okay, so excuse the bonnet, but I haven't been invited to the Met Gala. So until I get invited, it's the bonnet for me. Anyway, there are two ways that I watch the Met Gala. First, I watch the departures from the Carlisle and the Mark Hotel, and then I watch the actual gala on wherever it's showing. I'll probably watch it on YouTube. I'm going to watch all the Mark departures. But YouTube now has the departures for the Mark and the Carlisle on split screen. Look. Oh, you can't see from that direction. Look this way. So I'm going to watch the departures until the actual red carpet ceremony begins. And I will give you my feedback tomorrow morning, because this is going to be a late one. Ciao for now. Mwah. Hey everyone, good morning. You know what I realized? I never did a proper intro. So let me start right now. Good morning, my name is Nora, and this is Smitty's Way, embracing my Cray. For those of you who are new, and those of you who have been here before, you're most welcome. I'm glad you're here. So, the Met Gala. Now, last night I told you that I watched the Met Gala through the YouTube streaming services. I watched the live stream as they're leaving from the Mark and also the Carlisle, and also the live streams from the actual red carpet. And this is not commentary. This is just people showing up and photographers yelling and saying your name and turn this way, turn that way, that type of thing. Then this morning, I watched several network broadcast versions of the Met Gala. And the difference between the actual live streams and the network versions is that with the network versions, you get commentary, you really get the highlights, you really get to see the celebrities as they arrive. But when you watch the live streams, you're seeing everybody who is attending the gala, and there's no commentary, like I said before, and it's just kind of organized chaos. But it's interesting from the perspective that that's really where you get the most realistic view of the Met Gala. The network versions with the commentaries are great, but they are primarily just highlights. You really don't get a feel of what really happened at the Met Gala from those versions. You really get it from the live streams. And I say all this to say, this has been the most thirsty, non-following the rules Met Gala I have ever seen in my life. And I never watched these type of shows with negativity, but the truth of the matter is that when I heard the theme, the direction, not the theme is contemporary art, I believe, but the direction was fashion is art. And I knew we were in trouble. I knew we were in trouble. Fashion is art, because that is really too broad a perspective, and the interpretation of that is even broader. It's just massive the way you can interpret that. And so I knew that there were going to be a lot of misses, but what I didn't expect was for there to be so many people that just either didn't get the memo or totally disregarded it. There were so many people, like there was one person who showed up and he looked like he was just going to be hanging out for dinner in the club afterwards with his friends. There's another person who showed up and he looked like he was in business casual Friday. But there was a large number of people that looked like they were going to just a regular black tie event. And I say to that, this is the Met Gala. This is a place where you show up with intention. It's like, get into it. And so some people, I feel, were just really showing up to be seen, to flex. I'm cool. I'm at the Met Gala. I'm not following the rules. I'm just here, and that's enough. And there were other people. There were a great many people who tried. And I commend them for that. Whether or not they got it right, some did, most didn't. But they tried, and there was a clear difference between people who just wanted to be seen and people who were coming to really get into the game and make a statement. It's the Met Gala. This is not some formal outfit that you're gonna maybe wear again. This is a Met Gala appearance. It's like a once in a lifetime outfit that you're never gonna wear again, and you're making a statement according to the theme. Come on, get into the game, please. So, yeah. So that's really how I saw it. And so, but there were some exceptions to the rule. Again, I watched directly from the Mark. I was so excited because YouTube was showing a split screen of the Mark and the Carlisle, but then I turned around twice and that split screen became a three-way screen where it was the Mark, the Carlisle, and then on this side, the actual show up at the Met Gala. And I was like, okay, this is too much to process. I'm trying to get pictures or whatever. Anyway, so I just focused on the Mark. Well, let's start with the first one, Venus Williams. And I came to find out later from the network broadcast that she was wearing Swarovski. And actually, initially, I didn't think she was on theme, but what really stood out to me was that this is the most beautiful I have ever seen her look. So, okay, maybe she's not on theme, but she looks extraordinary, so she gets a pass from me. But then I saw her dress again in the network broadcast of the Met Gala. And that dress was art. The Swarovski, they were like Swarovski crystals, and the dress was like black but beaded, and it just, when you saw it from that vantage point, I was like, girl, you did that. She looked fantastic. And then the next person that came out was Sam Smith, and gosh, what a way to just get into the game, get into the theme. I don't necessarily know what he was wearing, but it was art because he's art. And it was just fabulous, and it was big. He just was into the game. It wasn't just what he was wearing, it was his whole demeanor. He was the art, and I love it. I live for it. And then there was a woman that I don't know who she was, but what stood out to me was the fact that she was a mature woman and she was so beautiful. But also the fact that as a mature woman, you know, a lot of times we get kind of sidelined. We're not like the object of attention, but she was wearing red and her face was magnificent. But also I saw like the whole outfit, and the whole outfit was this architectural sculpture, like almost, I don't want to say mesh, but it was just this incredible architectural contraption, and she just looked fabulous. And then, of course, Janelle Monáe, who never let you down. You may not understand, you may not even agree, but baby, this is art. And then some. This is art and a half. This is fashion is art and a half. And there's a little extra nature thrown in there, just in case you missed it. But yeah, she never fails. She never fails. And so these were my first 3 to 4 that hit the mark with me. Hit the mark, they came out of the mark, with the exception of Janelle Monáe. Or she might have come out of the mark, but I don't know. Okay, I'm babbling. It's time to end this. I want to thank you for joining. And what do you think about this type of thing? I've never really done this type of review type vibe. And also going to the museum. I'm definitely going to the Museum of Modern Art. And just, what do you think about this type of content? Did you like this? Does this work for you? Name of it. I'm glad that you came. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time on Smitty's Way. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment constructively, and let me know what you think, because it helps me, and it helps my channel, and it helps that algorithm. I have to go there. Anyway, ciao for now. See you next time.